each one of you over here. And I would request first my President, Shri Pradeep Multani ji, to kindly come on the dais. I would request Mr. Sandeep Wadhwa, the Chairman of the Logistics Committee, sir, please join us on the dais. Mr. Ravinder Sethi, our co-chair, please come on the dais. And ladies and gentlemen, very important forum which we have is Gati Shakti Forum, which is being headed by Mr. Ashish Vig as the chairman of this forum. And I would request him also to kindly join on the dais. He has added a lot of value in this conference. I would request our Secretary General, Mr. Saurabh Sanyal, to kindly join on the dais, please. And before we initiate the proceedings, may I request everybody to kindly stand for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Hello, thank you. May I request people, those who are sitting at the back, and especially at the back of this, screen, if you can kindly come in front. We have number of seats vacant here. If you can kindly call people, those who are sitting at the back. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as I was sharing, this is India International Logistics and Supply Chain Conference, embracing the multimodal revolution with Gati Shakti. That's the theme of today's conference, and you can see a number of logos on this. But before I share the partner's name, let me share it with you. The Logistics Committee, along with the International Affairs Committee, and the exhibition committee, our Assistant Secretary General, Mr. Naveen Seth, is here. Naveen, if you can kindly raise your hand so that people can see you. Yeah, so a big round of applause for him, because he has been putting a lot of efforts for having this conference in place, and each one of you, those who are here for this conference, he has played a very important role, and especially his team also. So I must put it on record. So as I can see that we have a Delegate kit partner, the Lanyard partner, the track partners. I mean, number of partners are there. Logistics insiders, of course, Niti Aayog, India Logistics, and as you all are aware that India is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in its 75th year of independence. So what kind of things, what kind of developments, what kind of initiatives India has taken, how it is going to take shape, how our logistics industry is going to be. And as I have said, since the Honorable Minister would be joining, and then we will be having a formal lighting of lamp, etc. And we have the opportunity. May I invite first Mr. Gaurav from Logistics Insider, and I have been given a name also, Mr. Tariq Ahmed. He is the editor and publisher. So first, I would like to request Mr. Gaurav or Mr. Tariq Ahmed, whosoever is. Mr. Tariq Ahmed, is he here? Oh, great. So, Mr. Tariq Ahmed, my request would be to you is, we know the theme for today's discussions. We know how India is going to, have this industry in shape. But at the same time, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75th years of independence. What you see the industry, how it is going to take shape, what are the challenges and opportunities, if you can kindly share with us at the outset, so that we can have a specific theme for the entire day's conference. Over to you, sir.
Hello everyone. Hello and a very good morning, everyone. I feel ecstatic and honored to be in the presence of this wonderful audience. I take this opportunity to officially welcome you all to the first edition of India International Logistics and Supply Chain Conference. Thank you for coming. That many of you have willingly traveled long distances to be here gives us the affirmation that we are looking for. Now, I have been told to keep this short. That's probably because we have packed in a total of 4 sessions for the day. Uh, so to have, so we have to make the best use of every minute. Nonetheless, I would like to set the context for the theme of today's event, which is India Logistics Embracing the Multimodal Revolution with Gati Shakti. So the logistics industry is huge, and it is true for the market size, reach, network, people, and services. And in order to keep a shipper navigate this mega industry, multimodal transportation comes with multiple benefits. By a galloping economy like India, ought to induce strength, resilience, and agility to the entire logistics ecosystem of the country. With the combined benefits of surface, ocean, and air modes, multimodal transportation is all set to transform the Indian supply chain landscape. And the government, in what can be called a landmark moment for the history of the Indian economy, decided to revamp the logistics situation by launching the PM Gati Shakti Master Plan. Among all the other things on the master plan's checklist are multimodal transportation and reduction of the national logistics cost, which is currently pegged at 13 to 14% of the nation's GDP. Aligning ourselves with the goal of the master plan, Logistics Insider and PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry have brought the Indian International Logistics and Supply Chain Conference for you today. With the planned panel discussions on various aspects of achieving the target of the master plan, we are confident that many valuable insights will be shared throughout the day. Overall, today's conference will witness the participation of leading logistics service users and providers, government officials, and others to brainstorm on the pain points of the logistics industry, best practices, innovations, and technologies which can support our efforts, and much more. Once again, I welcome you all and hope that you enjoy the event as much as we enjoyed putting it up for you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for setting the context, as you rightly said. We have Mr. Gaurav also from Logistics Inside. Mr. Gaurav, are you aware? Are you here? So you would like to say something? I have been given this instructions by my colleague Ajay. Okay, great. So that's fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, as I was mentioning it to you, this committee is Logistics Committee, and we have our chairman, Mr. Sandeep Vadwa. Vadwa sahab, I would like to request you to kindly, since we have time, so kindly share that what kind of initiatives which we are going to have under this committee, and then specifically to this conference, if you would like to share something, I mean, or your co-chair, I mean, since we have time, so we thought let us have some interface, and interaction with the audience over here. And as soon as the ministers come, then we will certainly have our wish list in front of him. But since we have time, please come, sir. Yeah, please come, sir. Mr. Ravinder Sethi, the co-chair of our logistics committee. A big round of applause for Mr. Ravinder Sethi, a leading name as far as big exhibitions are concerned. I have been told by my SG that a number of exhibitions in Dubai, you are part and parcel, worked so closely with government and especially with the state government. So please share your thoughts, sir. Thank you very much.
Yogesh, thank you very much for putting me in a spot. He's first thing in the morning, he's gone totally off the tangent, and I love it. All right. So first of all, a very warm welcome to all of you. It's always a pleasure to open a session. Or at the other end, and Yash knows, at the end of it, when people we feel are sleeping in the back, to close it. A warm welcome to all of you. I will touch on just two things before I make a formal introduction. One, if you're going to spend 13 to 14% on the logistics sector, then our visions of 10 million tons of air cargo moving and multimodal transportation make India a a transfer hub, they will all not happen. So Government of India is taking a very, very keen interest in the logistics sector. We are very happy for that. Honorable Shri Som Prakash, he couldn't come today, but the various meetings PhD has had with them, there's a lot of positivity to develop this sector. Nitin Gadkari ji is doing absolute wonders, and Shindia ji for civil aviation. I was at a conference which the Air Cargo Federation of India, ACFI, organized, and he was our main speaker. What a dynamic man, and what he wants to do for the air cargo section. This is a must. If this sector, and I don't say because I'm part of that sector, but unless this sector doesn't come up to global levels, we're going to have a difficult time in improving all other sectors. I'm talking as a layman. जब तक वो गाड़ी नहीं टाइम से चलेगी एक सीधा देसी हिसाब है क्या होगा. So that's very important, how we reduce our cost element in that. But the other thing which I'm going to talk about is a little bit emotional. That when there was darkness everywhere 2.5 years ago, and there was darkness, there was total darkness. Everything stopped. We all know it. We were part of it. Today, thank God, we're all sitting here. We're having a cup of tea together. We're smiling. 3 things happened which were very important at that time. Bharat Sarkar under Modi ji's guidance, and I use the word Prime Minister, PMO, right, said that we want to save the world, not just India. And he gave a thrust to the pharma industry. Early days, maybe we heard a lot of controversial things going to and fro, but today, sitting here, we know the role India has played. And that was the initiative and the drive of the PMO. And of course, I don't say that it didn't go down the line, but government had a very, very strong role in that, first. Second, the pharma industry, and what the pharma industry did to literally save the world. Amidst all the controversies, amidst everything else which were going on, today we can sit tight. I got my booster shot yesterday, right? 350 rupees, because I went thoda bigda hua hu, so I went private. Even that would have been free. 350 rupees, what beautiful service. And it's not just this message is going around the world. Right? I'm traveling in 2 days' time to Germany. Wo abhi ghum rahe hain, no disrespect, Brussels has still imposed thing. I mean, it's unreal. So we should be proud of this second factor, the pharma industry. The third and most crucial, and this is where we are sitting here today, is the logistics sector, is our air freight industry. 2 of my colleagues, the president of ACFI and the vice president, are sitting here, Cyrus Katkara and Yash Sharma. We salute them. We salute them because our air cargo industry delivered. Government's drive, farmers' production, delivery. When there was darkness, we couldn't go out of our houses, right? The air cargo industry of India delivered. And that is something which not only India, but around the world, when the pharmaceuticals went, I remember having spoken to Cyrus and other colleagues when total lockdowns, boys were risking their lives to make sure shipments went around the world. So the logistics industry played a very, very crucial role, not just for India, but this was the COVID times. That was just in the past, and let us just pray that it remains in the past. So, President Saab, this was my few words of just putting into what Yogesh, you wanted me to say. I would not be doing my duty to say I'm a newcomer to the PhD. And Naveen said, "Where is Naveen? Naveen, raise your hand." Oh yeah, this guy, this kid of mine, he's the one who pushed me. And I met President Saab, and it took me just one meeting to say yes, get more involved. And I said something to him. I said, it's time to pay back to the industry, which I do with the Air Cargo Federation of India also. But sir, what the PhD is doing, not just for the logistics sector and the awareness, but all over the world, we thank you and your leadership, the Secretariat, my chair, Sandeep Bhadwaji, another amazing person. It's such a delight to be with him and learn so much. And believe me, I've not yet even started my speech. So that's all I would like to say before we start the formal.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Sethi. Thank you very much for your thought and sharing your experience and how the industry is going to take shape in this. Yes, as you have rightly said, with ACFI, we have done a number of programs, especially in the railways also. And of course, with Mr. Vipin Vora, who is our chairman of our Civil Aviation Committee. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just also share it with you that the industry is having number of issues which we are going to talk the entire day today in our different deliberations. But at the same time, I would like to use this opportunity. What Gati Shakti Forum can really add value. Ashish ji, if I can request you to kindly share about this new forum which we have set up under his leadership, thanks to our president, Mr. Pradeep Multani, that this Gati Shakti Forum is set up in PhDCCI under the able leadership of Mr. Ashish Vik. And we are trying to ensure that how in different segments, in different committees, with different ministries, we can, from this forum, can add value. Over to Mr. Ashish Vik. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Shri Pradeep Multani ji, President PhD CCI, Shri Sandeep Badwa ji, Chair Logistics Committee PhD CCI, Ravinder Sethi ji, Co-Chair Logistics Committee PhD CCI, Swarab Sanyal ji, SG PhD CCI, Dr. Yogesh, Assistant Secretary General, Managing Committee members, friends from the media, and all participants. जैसे अभी योगेश ने बताया, गति शक्ति is the initiative taken by the Prime Minister last year. बहुत ही ambitious program, perhaps the first time nation has seen and will witness इतना बड़ा infrastructure related program इस aim के साथ, इस defined motive के साथ शायद नहीं आया. हमारे प्रेसिडेंट साहब ने इस मुहिम, इस मोटिव पीएम साहब को जो उन्होंने लिया, कीपिंग दैट इन माइंड, a new forum has been created. It's called Gati Shakti Development Forum. And as per the information that I have received, probably none of the apex chambers has this forum or a committee so far, which is exclusively dedicated to the Prime Minister's vision. The chamber is working through the various 7 verticals which the master plan of Gati Shakti from the PM office has identified. These includes, of course, roads, highways, inland waterways, civil aviation. Now, when we talk about Gati Shakti, I'm sure all of us know that it is involving 16 ministries and departments which are supposed to be working together, removing the silos they were earlier working in. ये बहुत बड़ी चीज हो रही है. हमको कुछ उदाहरण आ रहे हैं इंडस्ट्री से. I'll share with you a very simple example which came on to us. Now there is this national highway being made, right, in Punjab. along the national highways, normally there is a OFC, that is the optical fiber cable which goes. That land was always purchased so far so that the cable does not disturb the line of the highway. अब क्योंकि वो साइलोज में नहीं है, सब एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं, टेलीकम्युनिकेशन, रोड्स, इन्वायरमेंट, तो ये देखा गया कि ये जो ओएफसी केबल का एरिया है, ये राइट ऑफ वे ऑफ द हाईवे में आ रहा है, तो उसके लिए कोई परचेज करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अब वो जो समय जाना था, जो पैसा जाना था, सब सेव हो गया. नाउ दिस इज, I mean, a very, very small example of what is happening. It's all digitally monitored, planned with GIS. So it's not something which we will feel कि ये तो यार एक मिनिस्ट्री दूसरे से बात करती होगी और आपस में काम करती होगी, ऐसा है नहीं. So it's a very, very important initiative which has been taken, and like I said, for the first time. Holistic approach is important. Initiative again. How we can move good services from point A to point B, and like our speaker earlier said, reducing the logistic cost, which is at the moment approximately 13%. They are targeting it to come down to 8% of the GDP. Ab seamless transportation, point A to point B, multi-modal connectivity. You will have last mile connectivity. It's not only urban transport, it will take you to the rural transport. That affects the agriculture as well. Now, like I said, aligning it with 7 verticals, working together, it's a humongous task where the industry has to come in. आपने ये भी पढ़ा होगा कि अलग अलग कॉरिडोर्स बन रहे हैं, इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर्स बन रहे हैं, डिफेंस कॉरिडोर्स आपने अभी सुने, 2 डिफेंस कॉरिडोर्स का उद्घाटन हो रहा है, उनके साथ इंडस्ट्रियल क्लस्टर्स आ रहे हैं. So all this is happening real time. All this is happening real time, but of course there are mixed reactions. The role of the chamber is, as you all know, interface between the industry and the government. And this being one of the hot initiatives, 1 लाख करोड़ की बात हो रही है, इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा इंडस्ट्री का रिएक्शन ज़रूरी है और हमारी तरफ से आगे प्रोएक्टिव होना टू द गवर्नमेंट ज़रूरी है. We've already had a couple of meetings and we look forward to your response to it. We are also planning, President Sir, we are also planning to take this similar Gati Shakti program to other states. We are in a number of states, PhDs in a number of states. We will try to take this to other states and get the feedback from there, what exactly is happening. Advanced infrastructure facilities, like I mentioned, there will be inland container depots coming up, which, as you know, we will be discussing today. कि मल्टी मॉडल हम लोग कैसे ले जाएंगे. आपको मालूम होगा भारतमाला, सागरमाला और अब पर्वतमाला, ये तीनों इसके अंदर आते हैं. और पर्वतमाला being the latest, that is where the government is coming up with a lot of initiatives. That is where they want to push this particular industry further. तो मैं ज़्यादा समय नहीं लूँगा. I would ask Yogesh to in fact invite President Sir to give his views. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashish ji. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let me share. The Honorable Minister has left his office and he should be here in next 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, I can share it with you today's program, which is a very robust program which our committee's chair as well as the secretariat has put it in place. As Ashish ji, you have spoken on the various aspects. We have a number of sessions, and the first session, which post the inaugural session, which we are going to have on the cost reduction in logistics. My request to each one of you is please ensure that if you can kindly put your questions in place, so that PhD CCI is an interactive platform whereby we want that people to interact, people to ask questions, so that the industry is benefited. It cannot be a one-way communication that people can come and then speak and then leave. And of course, my colleague Aprajita, she's here, and have you put the media also in place? Am I right, Aprajita? Okay. So there would be some question answer session, President Sir, with the media also, so that we will be able to ask the Honorable Minister if he would like to give some answers. So as I was sharing it with you, the first session would be on the cost reduction in logistics, and that we say that is the need of the hour. And Shri Amrit Lal Meena, Special Secretary Logistics, Department of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, he will be there. Yeah. And this session is going to be moderated by Mr. Satish. He is the Senior Vice President with Mr. Sheikh Azad Parvez, Head Logistics and Warehouse. V-Guard Industries, he would be there. Why I'm sharing the name, though you have the program sheet. If anybody is not here, or if anybody has replaced any speaker, so that kind of information must come to us so that we can edit our sheet. Yashpal Sharma is the Managing Director of Skyways Group. Rajesh Gupta is the Head Supply Chain, JK Tires and Industries. Is he here, Mr. Gupta? Oh, yeah, great. And Keku Gazdar, Managing Director and CEO, Aviva Pro. Avnish Nayak is the Head Logistics and Warehousing, Raymond Limited. I'm sure all these people, those I have named, they all are here, or from their respective organizations also. Then we are going to have technical session 2, which is basically building a world-class infrastructure connectivity ecosystem. And over here, the session chief would be Shri Sanjay Bandopadhyay. He is from Indian Administrative Service. He's the chairman of Inland Waterways Authority of India, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Thanks to my chairman, Mr. Sandeep Vadhwaji, for inviting him, in this very important technical session. And the moderation would be done by Ms. Chaitalya Mehta, is the director, EKF Global Logistics. Mr. Umesh Madhyan, Vice President Logistics, Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages. He would be there. Cyrus, sir, I can see, is the president of ACFI and partner, Jeena and Company. He has been coming at number of forums, sir, and also especially in the railways committee, Cyrus, sir. So I'm sure people are going to be benefited with your experience and your sharing of knowledge with each one of us. Mr. Karthik Shah, the regional manager, APAC Logistics. Mr. Ramesh Mamidala, Chief Cargo Officer, Adani Airports. Great, sir. You're also here. Abdullah Ji, he's the Cargo Manager, India and Nepal, Emirates Sky Cargo. If he's around. Okay. Then we will have a presentation by Mr. Varun Chopra, Executive Chairman, Gear India on moving toward net zero in the MHE industry in India. Post that, we will have the networking lunch. And then from 3:10 p.m. onwards, S. Ramakrishna Ji, Advisor, FFAI's address on trade facilitation, role of FFAI and other industry association. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important because PhD Chamber, as I have been saying at the outset, not only the big organizations are members, but there are more than 169 associations in different segments. They are also part and parcel of PhD CCI. And it is our duty to ensure that each and every association is doing number of important work in their respective areas. And I have always been speaking on this from different platforms. There is no competition as such because we complement each other, whether it is PhD Chamber or any other business chamber, etc. Because at the end of the day, the motto is to ensure that the industry is going to be benefited out of it. For an example, yesterday we were there in Lucknow with the Chief Secretary. Those are the Saibabad Industry Association, they were there with us. And we had a detailed interaction with the Chief Secretary over there, how this Saibabad Industry Association can really help add value in developing the entire industrial area. So that's the objective of any chamber of commerce or any business chamber. So we are very happy that Shri Ramakrishna Ji, he is going to share what Triple F AI is going to do. And then this technical session, Harnessing the Potential of Multimodal Logistics Parks in India, which is the need of the hour, as Ashish ji has just mentioned. And this session is going to be moderated by Mr. Chandranath Dey, Head Operations, JLL India, Bhupendra Kumar ji, Head of Logistics, IOL Chemical and Pharma, Anil Mishra, National Logistics Head, Pladis Global, and Chandan ji is the AVP and Head Supply Chain, Argan Life Science, and Paroma ji Munshi, she President Business Development, Pristine Logistics. So they would be having. And the final session which we are going to have before the networking tea is the Strengthening the Last Mile for a Stronger Bharat. How all these different segments can make stronger Bharat, Swachh Sundar Sashakt Bharat, as we have been discussing Vazwa Sahab in our different interaction. And this is going to be moderated by Smriti Sharma, Head Public Policy Operation, Amazon. She is around. She'll be joining. Okay, great. And then Avinash Dhagat, he's the Vice President Supply Chain, Mame Earth, and Ramkesh Jangra, Head of Supply Chain, SCC Ericsson, Milind Chaudhary, Director Enterprise Application, CRAB Infotech, Shonit Goyal, Chief Supply Chain Officer, MMTC PAM, and Ashish Sikka, Chief Strategy Officer, Ecom Express. They'll be there. Of course, we have at the end 6:30. My friend Ajay Bansal has mentioned cocktails and dinners, though the dinner starts after 7:30. But let's see how best we can have it, sir. This is the entire day's deliberations, and post that we have a networking dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, the PhD CCI, as I was sharing it with you, have different committees, different programs. May I request my team, those who are here before the Honorable Minister comes, if we can show that 3.5 minute movie of PhD CCI. Kasbir Thomas, if you are around. Sorry? Okay. The Honorable Minister has arrived. So that we can show it during the break time. So, and each and every supporter, the sponsors, those who have, so if their, movie is there, so that also you can line up so that we can share it with each industry members, who are here. So great. Thank you, Sanjeev, for confirming that Shri Shom Prakash ji is here with us. And I would love to read his brief profile, President Sir, as soon as he arrives. And then we will be having the formal set of proceedings of today. And as I was mentioning, it is the duty of our committee to ensure that dignitaries from government or the state, central government, they should be here. They are being requested. And at the same time, at the end of the day, we have a wish list, which we say a knowledge report. Ashish ji, you have always been, sharing it with us, that each program, each conference, each conclave must have a knowledge report. What are the wish list of the government? And then the chamber's job is, especially the secretariat, is to follow up, so that each and every conference should not just become a day event, and then it has to have a meaning. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the Honorable Minister, Shri Som Prakash ji. He is here with us today. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. May I request you to kindly join us on the dais, sir. A brief profile of Shri Som Prakash ji I would love to share. But before that, I'll not take much time. I would request our President, Shri Pradeep Multani ji, to welcome the Honorable Minister with a prosperity plant. May I request my colleague Satnam, if you can kindly. Yes. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Minister is here with us, and a prosperity plant. We say the name is PhD Chamber. That is a Progress Harmony Development Chamber of Commerce. If the progress harmony happens, the development happens by default. Before we initiate the proceedings formally, may I request the Honorable Minister to kindly light the lamp and formally inaugurate the India International Logistics and Supply Chain Conference with his beautiful, I would say, statements which he would be certainly going to share. At the same time, that's the need of the hour, that whenever we start any proceedings, we must have lighting of lamp. If we can have a connected music also. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can continue with the clapping, so that we will not only improve our blood circulation, but at the same time, we will also make the entire atmosphere positive. We all clap in the morning while walking in the park. So that's the one of the best ways to improve our blood circulation and at the same time to spread positivity around. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, I would share with the permission of the Honorable Minister, brief profile. Shri Som Prakash ji is a politician belonging to Bharatiya Janata Party. He is the Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Government of India. He is a member of Parliament from Hoshiarpur Lok Sabha constituency and an ex-MLA from Fagwara. He is also a former Deputy Commissioner of Jalandhar and former Indian Administrative Service Officer of 1988 batch in Punjab cadre. Som Prakash ji, who was born on 3rd April 1949, is an MA in Economics from the Punjab University, Chandigarh. He had started his career as a research officer in the Punjab State Planning Board in 1972. Thereafter, he became an excise and taxation officer in the Punjab Excise Department. Som Prakash ji has served as the Deputy Commissioner of Faridkot, Hoshiarpur and Jalandhar, and has also held posts like the Labour Commissioner, Punjab Urban Planning and Development Authority, that is called PUDA, and Chief Administrator, Managing Director of the Punjab Financial Corporation, and Director of the Social Security Department. A big round of applause for the Honorable Minister that he's there with us today. And before I request him to speak, we have Mr. Sandeep Wadhwa. He's the Chairman of the Logistics Committee, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Sir, to kindly come on the dais, Mr. Wadhwa, and please set the theme for today's discussions and how we are going to deliberate today, and at the same time, what are the pain points, if you can kindly share. Mr. Wadhwa, over to you, sir. A big round of applause for him.
A hearty welcome to the Honorable Minister, Mr. Som Prakash, Mr. Pradeep Multani, President PhD CCI, Mr. Saurabh Sanyal, Secretary General PhD, Dr. Yogesh Srivastav, ASG PhD Chamber, Mr. Ravinder Sethi, Co-Chair Logistics Committee, PhD, Mr. Ashish Vig, Chair Gati Shakti Development Committee, PhD CCI, Managing Committee members, friends from the media, and all the participants and dear friends. The COVID-19 pandemic is leaving its footprint on most industries globally. Logistics, which involves the transportation, storage, and flow of goods, also falls under one of the many sectors on which the pandemic has made a significant impact. In India, 64% of the freight is transported by roads. And this is not advisable with oil and natural gas prices rising every day, especially in the wake of ongoing Russian-Ukraine war. So the supply chain needs to make optimum use of railways, waterways, and airways for seamless movement of people, goods, and services from one mode of transport to another. This will give manufacturers across the country faster and better access to local and global markets and attract domestic and foreign investors with logistics cost and turnaround time being reduced considerably. While a significant amount of work is happening on the ground, technological transformation is also picking pace. Tech-based startups brought revolutionary changes in the last mile delivery. In the last 5 years, we have seen many more entrants in this space and connecting all these delivery miles with their smart technology. Last mile connectivity has to be a priority now while developing various economic zones and industrial parks and clusters to make Indian businesses more competitive with a reduced logistics cost, along with the vision of providing jobs opportunities to the aspiring youth of the country. The PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan promoted integrated planning and coordinated implementation to infrastructural connectivity projects for industrial cluster and economic zones. As part of the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for multimodal connectivity and the Bharatmala Pariyojana project, the government plans to develop 35 multimodal logistics parks to strengthen logistic and build transportation hubs in the country for seamless connectivity via road, rail, and water in the coming years. The MMLP projects will create over 2 lakh job opportunities. With these notes, I would like to conclude my remarks and will look forward to the meaningful and insightful deliberation from the industry stakeholders today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much for setting the theme for today's this thing. And Mr. Sethi, as we requested you, if you can just say briefly, since you have already informed informally about the different pain points of the industry, if you can just say briefly about different points in front of the Honorable Minister. Over to Mr. Ravinder Sethi once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Yogesh ji. Honorable Shri Som Prakash ji, Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Department of Promotion for Industry and Internal Trade, Bharat Sarkar. Honorable Shri Pradeep Maltani ji, President PHDCI. Honorable Shri Sandeep Badwa ji, Chair Logistics Committee. Shri Ashish Vig ji, Chair Gati Shakti Development Committee, PhD. Shri Saurabh Sanyal ji, Secretary General, PhD, Dr. Yogesh Srivastava ji, Assistant Secretary General, Managing Committee members, friends from the media, and all participants. Logistics, like any other industry, suffered heavily during COVID-19, and it is probably the most crucial industry, without which only a few cottage industries could survive. The pace of recovery was unknown even before the second wave started. When recovery did start, the sector, especially the air freight, became global saviors in delivering critical Indian vaccines at every short notice. The world salutes them. We all know the Indian logistics sector has been growing at a rapid pace. Logistics aggregators are becoming a one-stop solution for several startups and small businesses looking to expand their consumer base by going online. As an example, customers are getting a personalized experience owing to automized warehousing and packaging. The logistics sector has also emerged as India's top creating sector as per the National Skill Development Corporation. India's need for infrastructure creation in the logistics sector is striking. The government's keen focus on building connectivity through a better road network, dedicated freight corridors, tech-driven warehousing, along with multimodal logistics parks, is a praiseworthy step towards the logistics infrastructure creation. Specifically on the multimodal logistic parks, the initiative of developing these will transform the Indian infrastructure and logistics landscape by bringing greater efficiency and eliminating operational redundancies. The commitment towards enhancing the efficiency of multimodal infrastructure connectivity in the country moves to the larger vision towards a strengthened and vibrant economic and business ecosystem. Honorable Shri Som Prakash ji, the Government of India's commitment to an integrated logistics sector development through policy changes, infrastructure expansion, tax reforms, and technology adoption will undoubtedly provide positive outcomes. It will boost India's trade competitiveness, create jobs, improve the country's global rankings, and pave the path for the country to become a global logistics hub. Sir, the industry thanks the Government of India and thanks you personally for the initiatives you have taken. Once again, a warm welcome to all our esteemed dignitaries and guests. And we're sure that the day today is going to be extremely productive and hopefully also enjoyable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sethi. You said that India is going to be a global hub, and we all wish, we all dream for the same set of things, that it is going to happen very soon and our dream will come true. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have mentioned, we have Mr. Ashish with Ashish ji, the Gati Shakti Forum, which we are having it over here. If you can just say briefly on the points, what Gati Shakti Forum in PhD CCI under your leadership is coordinating with the ministry or with different ministry of Government of India.
Honorable Minister, sir, members on the dais, dear friends, it's nice to be back again, this time for probably 2 minutes. Sir, briefly, Dr. Yogesh ने कहा, मैं बिल्कुल briefly बताऊंगा. Sir, PhD Chamber of Commerce ने एक गति शक्ति डेवलपमेंट फोरम बनाया है. हमारे प्रेसिडेंट साहब ने प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब का जो विजन है लास्ट ईयर जो उन्होंने कहा था, उस विजन को ध्यान में रखते हुए ये नया एक फोरम बनाया है. और जहाँ तक मेरी इंफॉर्मेशन है, जो बाकी एपेक्स चेंबर्स हैं वहाँ कोई ऐसा एक्सक्लूसिव डेडिकेटेड फोरम नहीं है या कमिटी नहीं है विच विल वर्क और इज वर्किंग विद द गवर्नमेंट टूवर्ड्स गति शक्ति. सर, अब आपको इसके बारे में कुछ बताने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. गति शक्ति इस वक्त सबसे ज़्यादा एम्बिशियस प्रोग्राम है प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब का, और हमने कभी इस मैग्नीट्यूड का टुवर्ड्स इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लॉजिस्टिक्स प्रोग्राम एम्बिशियस नहीं देखा. इंटीग्रेटिंग 16 डिफरेंट मिनिस्ट्रीज एंड डिपार्टमेंट्स, digitally monitoring with the use of the GSI and the ISRO reports. Sir, the aim is very, very clear and the message is very, very clear to the industry that India is to be made a global hub. It has to be made a very, very competitive market by reducing the logistic costs. सर, हमारा एक जो रोल है चेंबर का वो ये भी है कि हम जैसे ये अपना प्रोग्राम करते हैं तो हम इसका एक अपना रिपोर्ट बना के आपके ऑफिस में आते हैं, आपको सबमिट करते हैं और आपके साथ चर्चा करते हैं इंडस्ट्री की रिक्वायरमेंट्स क्या है. सर, जैसे एक छोटा सा उदाहरण है, सागरमाला, भारतमाला तो खैर बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, सागरमाला और पर्वतमाला. सर, सागरमाला में इंडस्ट्री को और जोड़ा जाए, इसको कैसे जोड़ा जाए? ड्रेजिंग एक ऑप्शन है, ड्रेजर्स बनाना एक ऑप्शन है, पोर्ट्स बना के उसको रन करना एक ऑप्शन है. तो आज हमारे यहाँ इनलैंड वाटरवेज के अध्यक्ष भी आएंगे, उनके साथ भी हमारी ये चर्चा होगी कि हाउ टू इन्वॉल्व द इंडस्ट्री इन अ बिगर वे. पर्वतमाला हमने सर इस बार सुना बजट में कि पर्वतमाला पे जोर दिया जाएगा, इसमें कैसे इंडस्ट्री को लाया जाए. सो हम एक बना के सर आपके पास अगर आप हमें कुछ समय देंगे, हम लोग चेंबर की तरफ से आना चाहेंगे. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you, Ashish ji. Thank you very much. And that's the industry wish list. We will certainly going, with the permission of the Honorable Minister, we will be submitting it to the government. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I request him, we have our President, Mr. Pradeep Multani, to kindly give his presidential address. Over to Shri Pradeep Multani, President, PhD Chamber of Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for him.
Thank you, Dr. Yogesh. Good morning to everyone. Namaskar. On behalf of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I am greatly honored and pleased to welcome you all to the India International Logistics and Supply Chain Conference with Shri Som Prakash ji, Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Government of India physically. We thank our chief guest for taking time from his busy schedule and addressing the industry members. I also welcome the other eminent speakers and dignitaries on the dais in the program and extend a very warm welcome to each one of you. PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry has been working as a catalyst for the promotion of Indian industry, trade and entrepreneurship for the past 117 years. It is a forward-looking, proactive and dynamic pan-India apex organization. As a partner in progress with industry and government, PHDCCI works at the grassroots level with strong national and international linkages for propelling progress, harmony, and integrated development of the Indian economy. PHDCCI, acting as the voice of industry and trade, with a large membership base of 150,000 direct and indirect members, consisting of large, medium, and small industries, has forged ahead, leveraging its legacy with the industry knowledge across multiple sectors to take Indian economy to the next level. At the global level, we have been working with the embassies and high commissions in India to bring in the international best practices and business opportunities. The Indian logistics sector is on a big growth tide. According to the domestic rating agency ICRA, Indian logistics sector is expected to grow at a rate of 8 to 10% over the medium term. This is an improvement over the compound annual growth rate of 7.8% at which the industry grew during the last 5 years. The logistics industry of India is currently estimated to be around USD 160 billion. With implementation of GST, the sector is expected to benefit and touch USD 215 billion over the next 2 years, as per the Economic Survey 17-18. The Government of India is also taking significant steps to support the sector and boost its growth in the times to come. The Commerce and Industry Ministry has decided to give a one-time funding of rupees 8 million to the sector for building up initial infrastructure and a phase 5 support of rupees 33.9 million for 4 years. The government's focus going forward is to bring down the cost of logistics, which is at 14.4% of India's GDP at present. The aim is to bring it down to 10% level in the next 4 years. This is a very significant move and will boost the competitiveness of the sector and will be significant for its further growth. Robust logistics-related infrastructure and an effective logistics management system promote the seamless transfer of commodities from point of origin to point of consumption, assisting an economy's growth. The development of the logistics sector is also extremely important to the Indian economy, as it will boost exports, create jobs, and give the country a prominent position in the global supply chain. Going forward, strategic investment and government initiatives to support the sector are going to be crucial for the logistics sector. I may mention that we have been interacting with Honorable Mr. Piyush Goyal ji as well as Mr. Som Prakash ji, and we are really indebted and grateful to them that they have been helping us in achieving a goal of ease of doing business, and we feel a lot of progress has taken place. And the goal of achieving USD 5 trillion economy, we are very confident with their active support and blessings and under the guidance, we as Team India will definitely be able to achieve that goal. To all the participants, I request you, because you are the experts on the logistics sector, we have to, today the biggest pain point for industry and trade is the high logistic cost of 13 to 14%. Somehow we need to get this down to at least 7-8%. And the earlier we do it, the better off we are toward achieving a goal of USD 5 trillion and also all our export targets. Any suggestions you want to give to us, suggest your problems with suggested solutions, you rest assured we'll take it up with the honorable ministers, and with their active support to industry and trade, I'm sure that will be reconciled to everyone's satisfaction. With these words, I would like to conclude my remarks and look forward to the meaningful and insightful deliberations for the industry stakeholders. Thank you. Jai Hind, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much for your wonderful presidential address. And as you said, that PHDCCI is an interactive platform, and based on our interaction, we will be recommending the pain points and how the industry takes shape in future to the Honorable Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, now the time has come when I invite the chief guest of the day, Shri Som Prakash ji, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Sir, if you can kindly come on the dais and share your views. A big round of applause for the Honorable Minister.
Respected Pradeep Antani ji, President PhD CCI, Sandeep Badwa ji, Ravinder Sethi Sahab, Ashish Big ji, सौरभ सन्याल साहब और मेरे सामने बैठे बहनों भाइयों, मैं प्रिविलेज महसूस कर रहा हूँ. आई एम फीलिंग डिलाइटेड टू बी हियर विद यू ऑन इनॉग्रेशन ऑफ द इंडियन इंटरनेशनल लॉजिस्टिक्स एंड सप्लाई चेन कॉन्फ्रेंस 2022. लॉजिस्टिक कम करने के लिए गति शक्ति प्रोग्राम प्रधानमंत्री जी ने शुरू किया है. दैट इज एन आइडिया. उससे इम्प्लीमेंट करने से जो इकोनॉमी को शेप मिलेगी, ग्रोथ मिलेगी, मल्टी मॉडल लॉजिस्टिक अपनाने से इकोनॉमी की जो अचीवमेंट होगी, जो हमारा गोल है इंटरनेशनल इकोनॉमी में बहुत बड़ा रोल अदा करने का, वो पूरा होने जाएगा. पहले बहुत सारा पैसा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में खर्च होता रहा है, पर देयर वाज नो इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच. सड़क वाले सड़क बना जाते, उसके बाद सीवरेज वाले आ जाते, सड़क उखाड़ देते, और सीवरेज के बाद कम्युनिकेशन वाले आ जाते. देयर इज नो इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच. तो इसके लिए ये सरकार ने गति शक्ति जो प्रोग्राम प्रधानमंत्री जी ने दिया है, इससे बहुत बड़ी तब्दीली, बहुत बड़ा लाभ होगा और सभी डिपार्टमेंट साथ मिलकर करेंगे. प्रधानमंत्री जी ने लाल किले से 15 अगस्त 2021 को ये प्रोग्राम की अनाउंसमेंट की थी. तब से हमारा डिपार्टमेंट PGPIIT इस पे काम कर रहा है और इसके लिए 100 लाख करोड़ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे खर्च होना है और इस साल 20,000 करोड़ की एलोकेशन इस साल बजट में की गई है. इसके 7 इंजन जैसे रोड्स, रेलवेज, एयरपोर्ट्स, पोर्ट्स, मास ट्रांसपोर्ट, वाटरवेज एंड लॉजिस्टिक, ये सभी डिपार्टमेंट साथ में मिलकर काम करेंगे तो विकास बहुत तेजी से होगा. जैसे चेयरमैन साहब बता रहे थे, अब लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट इंडिया की सबसे ज़्यादा हाईएस्ट में गिनी जाती है, 14% गिनी जाती है. इसको रिड्यूस करके 10% अल्टीमेटली 7-8% में लाएंगे तो हम दुनिया में किसी भी देश के साथ compete कर सकते हैं. और ये बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम है जिसके लिए हमें सभी को साथ मिलकर काम करना होगा. इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज देश में बहुत है और काम करते समय हमें सभी को ये काम करना होगा. और देश की जो विकास है, जो डेवलपमेंट है, उसके बाद भारत तेजी से विकास कर रहा है. आप लोग मेहनत कर रहे हो, आप लोग की कंट्रीब्यूशन है, यू आर द स्टेक होल्डर, आप भागीदार हो, आपकी वजह से देश तेजी से तरक्की कर रहा है. इंडिया इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट अट्रैक्टिव इन्वेस्टमेंट डेस्टिनेशन नाउ. ये ग्लोबली एक्सेप्ट किया गया है. इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए इंडिया की 4th मोस्ट अट्रैक्टिव पोजीशन गिनी जाती है. मोस्ट अट्रैक्टिव इन्वेस्टमेंट डेस्टिनेशन ग्लोबली 4th गिना जाता है और रिटेल डेवलपमेंट में 2nd पोजीशन पे गिना जाता है. लार्जेस्ट इकॉनमी इन दी वर्ल्ड 5th होगी. ये 2019 से रैंकिंग की जो रैंकिंग IMF ने की है उसमें दुनिया की 5th लार्जेस्ट इकॉनमी गिना जाता है और 3rd लार्जेस्ट कंज्यूमर मार्केट देश की 2030 तक बनने वाली है. तो इंडिया इज डेवलपिंग एट ए वेरी फास्ट रेट और इसको और तेज करने के लिए और विकास करने के लिए हम सबको साथ मिलकर इंडस्ट्री को, सरकार को एक ही लेवल पे काम करना पड़ेगा. और जो कानून है जो बाद में आते हैं उसकी भी बहुत बड़ी चेंजेस की गई हैं. उसमें जो विकास के रास्ते में कानून आते हैं उनको भी ठीक किया गया है. हमारे देश की, भारत की ग्रोथ 8% से ज़्यादा इंडिया IMF ने, RBI ने कैलकुलेट की है और हर हालत में 7% से ज़्यादा ये रहने वाली है. ये भी फास्टेस्ट ग्रोथ होगी वर्ल्ड में, दुनिया में, और दो बाकी के देश चाइना जर के मुल्क 4% 3% में रह जाएंगे, ऐसा सभी का सोचना है। और ये भी आप सभी को पता है कि एक्सपोर्ट में भारत ने बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट की है। इस साल जो एक्सपोर्ट हुई है, दिस द हाईएस्ट एवर एक्सपोर्ट इन ईयर। एक साल में सबसे बड़ी 419 बिलियन यूएस डॉलर जो हुई है। और इस साल अप्रैल में भी जो एक्सपोर्ट की फिगर्स हैं बहुत इनकरेजिंग है। इसके से ऐसा लगता है कि जो 400 का जो टारगेट हमने पूरा किया था इस साल, ये 500 का टारगेट हम पूरा करेंगे अगले साल तक, ऐसा भारत सरकार हम सोचते हैं। ये सारा आप लोगों की मेहनत से होगा, आपकी डेवलपमेंट जो आप सोचते हैं, जो आपकी डेलिब्रेशन है उसके साथ होगा। ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में हम कुछ ना कुछ हमेशा काम करते हैं। आपको पता है भारत का स्थान 2014 में 142 पर था, अब 63 पे है। और इस पे कंप्लाइंसेस को रिड्यूस करने के लिए भारत पंजाब हमारे डिपार्टमेंट ने बहुत काम किया है। 31,000 कंप्लाइंसेस को ख़त्म किया गया है। और इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क की रेटिंग के शुरू करके 4400 इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क्स हैं, उनको आप कहीं से बैठकर भी देख सकते हो कि इस इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क में कौन सी जगह खाली है, कौन सा प्लॉट खाली है, उसमें क्या उसके दाएं बाएं सब क्या है, पार्क उसकी क्या क्या फैसिलिटीज हैं। यू कैन सिलेक्ट फ्रॉम दी वेबसाइट, जा उसमें जाकर देख सकते हो। इसलिए बहुत बड़े काम जो कंप्लाइंस रिडक्शन के लिए, ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के लिए, इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क की रेटिंग के लिए किए गए हैं, ताकि इंडस्ट्री को जल्द बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ावा मिले। और सिंगल विंडो सिस्टम, इसके लिए भी बहुत तेज़ी से काम हो रहा है। इसमें 20 मिनिस्ट्रीज एंड डिपार्टमेंट्स को इंटीग्रेट करने की कोशिश की जा रही है, ताकि एक जगह एप्लीकेशन दे, किसी को प्रॉब्लम ना हो, उसके सारी अप्रूवल साथ में हो रहे हैं। PLI स्कीम के बारे में आप जानते हो, इसमें 14 सेक्टर्स को लिया गया है और अब तक 2,53,845 करोड़ की इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात हम आस करते हैं ये होगी। और ये डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स को इसमें बहुत बड़ा काम कर रहे हैं। और स्टार्टअप्स में और भी तेज़ी से काम हो रहा है। स्टार्टअप एक ऐसी बढ़िया स्कीम है जिसमें दुनिया में हमारा तीसरा लार्जेस्ट इकोसिस्टम है वर्ल्ड में, और 7,000 से ज़्यादा स्टार्टअप्स हमारे पास रजिस्टर्ड है। एवरी डे 80 स्टार्टअप हम रजिस्टर करते हैं। दिस इज रिकॉर्ड इन वर्ल्ड, इतनी तेज़ी से हो रहा है। सो विकास तेज़ी से हो रहा है, डेवलपमेंट हो रही है, इंडस्ट्री उसमें कंट्रीब्यूट कर रही है। बहुत सारी आप कहते हैं ये हमारे से होना चाहिए। जो भी आपकी डेलीब्रेशन जहाँ पे होंगी उनको प्लीज़ हमें इससे शेयर कीजिए, ताकि हम आपकी जो यहाँ से डिस्कशन होगी दैट विल बी गाइडेंस फॉर अस, हमें गाइडेंस मिलेगी, हम डेवलपमेंट के लिए और भी अच्छा काम कर सकेंगे। इसमें हमारे अमृतलाल मीना जी स्पेशल सेक्रेटरी हैं DPI टीम में, वो भी अभी पहुँचे हैं। बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। इसलिए हमारी कोशिश है, तो मीना जी भी और सारे डिपार्टमेंट की कोशिश होती है कि हमारे स्टेक होल्डर्स जो आप लोग हों, उनसे ज़्यादा कोई भी स्कीम आपकी कंसल्टेशन के बगैर बनेगी तो कामयाब नहीं होगी। जब तक आपका इनपुट नहीं होगा, जब तक आप रियल ग्राउंड जीरो जो पोजीशन है नहीं हमें बताएंगे, वो तब बात बनेगी नहीं। मैं एक दिन बात कर रहा था कि गति शक्ति में हम सारे प्रोग्राम ले रहे हैं। रास्ते में जो ट्रक यहाँ से जाता है, रास्ते में जो चोरी हो जाती है, उसको भी कोई ना कोई प्रोग्राम उसमें सोचना चाहिए। जैसे गोविंदगढ़ से लोहे की ट्रक जाता है, रास्ते में एक जगह प्रॉपर है, वहाँ से उसको 2 क्विंटल आधा क्विंटल से निकाला जाता है। इस तरह राजपुरे की तरफ से निकले, इवन लिक्विड चारकोल वगैरह जो लोग जिसको कहते हैं, वो करनाल से आती है, वहाँ उसको उतारी जाती है। इसके रास्ते में जो चोरी का है, इसको भी इस सिस्टम में जोड़कर कोई इसका हल निकालना चाहिए। नहीं तो ये एक वे ऑफ लाइफ बन गया। चोरी, टैक्स की चोरी या हो या दूसरे ट्रक में किसी व्यापारी की चोरी हो, ये एक हमारे सिस्टम का पार्ट बन गया है। इसको भी ब्रेक करने की जरूरत है। जो हम विकास करते हैं, डेवलपमेंट करते हैं, उसके साथ मॉरल वैल्यूज़ भी डेवलप करें, तरक्की करें। और रास्ते में जो चोरी का सिस्टम है, इसको भी रिड्यूस करने के लिए, चेक करने के लिए कोशिश करनी है। आप इसमें भी विचार जरूर करें कि उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए। आप जो भी सुझाव देंगे हम उसको ऐड करेंगे। आज आकर यहाँ मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। आप लोगों एक बहुत अच्छे प्रोग्राम जो प्रधानमंत्री के दिल का प्रोग्राम है उन्होंने शुरू करवाया है, गति शक्ति प्रोग्राम। सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स रल के इसको कर रहे हैं, एक साथ एक ही दिशा में सारे इंटेग्रेट अप्रोच से करेंगे और देश तेजी से विकास करेगा, देश तेजी से तरक्की करेगा। वर्ल्ड में इसका नाम जैसे एक्सपोर्ट लार्जेस्ट हो रही है, रिकॉर्ड हो रही हैं, और भी कीर्तिमान हम स्थापित करेंगे। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much for your wonderful words. And as he has said, we welcome Shri Amritlal Meena ji from Indian Administrative Services, Special Secretary, Logistics, Department of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. And before I request our Secretary General to sum up with his formal vote of thanks, may I request, with the permission of the Honorable Minister, number of industry people are doing number of good jobs. So may I request President and Honorable Minister to kindly come in front of the dais, and we would like to give a small memento to Gear India brand of Gemini Equipment and Rental Private Limited. May I request to kindly come on the dais and receive a small appreciation on behalf of the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And sorry. Yes, yes. May I request Mr. Meena ji, if you can also join us on the dais, please, sir. Shri Amritlal Meena, Special Secretary, Logistics, Department of Commerce and Industry. And may I request Mr. Sandeep Wadhwa, please join us on the dais for this important occasion. I request Gear India brand of Gemini Equipment and Rental Private Limited to kindly come on the dais. Are you there? Yes, sir. Please come, sir, and receive a small appreciation on behalf of the industry. A big round of applause. Thank you. Now I would request Skyways Group, representative from Skyways Group, if you are around. Please come, sir. You can come on that side and then leave from probably this side. Yeah. May I request now Viz Freight, if you are here. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Please. Viz Freight, if you can kindly come on the dais and receive a small appreciation. And last but not the least, Jeena and Company. Everybody knows Jeena and Company. May I request the representative from Jeena and Company to kindly come on the dais and please receive this. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Kindly come, sir, on the and please take your seat, sir. Now I would like to request Mr. Saurabh Sanyal, the Secretary General of Progress Harmony Development Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to kindly give the formal vote of thanks for this inaugural session. And post that, we will have a detailed discussion with Shri Amritlal Meena ji, as I have said, in the technical session. Over to Mr. Sanyal.
Thank you, Yogesh.
Okay. We'll have some questions. Anyway, yes, President sir, thank you. As we are an interactive forum, anybody wants to have a question with the Honorable Minister, maybe? So I think all, yeah, the gentleman there, yes. Sir, please introduce yourself and kindly be brief.
मेरा नाम देवेंद्र सिंह भदौरिया है, मैं DCBA से प्रतिनिधित्व कर रहा हूँ। मंत्री जी से मेरा एक सवाल है ट्रेड को लेके कि जो कस्टोडियंस हैं, जैसे हमारे देश के रेलवे मिनिस्ट्री का कस्टोडियन है कॉनकोड, जिनके द्वारा अनाप शनाप चार्जेज लगाए जाते हैं, दुहाई दी जाती है कि सरकार ने हमारे ऊपर रेंटल चार्जेज बढ़ा दिए गए। तो मेरा उनसे निवेदन है तो आग्रह है कि इस तरह की जो आज गति शक्ति प्रोग्राम प्रधानमंत्री का चल रहा है और सरकार के ही लोक उपक्रम इस तरह की दुहाई देके ट्रेड में चार्जेज पे 50-50 हजार रुपए एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए हमें क्या एक्शन लेना चाहिए, नंबर 1। दूसरा, जो आज देश में निजीकरण हो रहा है, जिसमें हमने तमाम सारे कस्टोडियंस को एयरपोर्ट समर्पित कर दिया है, उनके द्वारा जो हैंडलिंग के मिसकंडक्ट किए जा रहे हैं, उनकी कहीं पे कोई सुनवाई नहीं है। पूरे देश में हम देख रहे हैं कि दिल्ली का एयरपोर्ट प्रथम स्थान पे है।
सर ये सारे जो है ना आप मेरे को लिख करके दीजिएगा, बिकॉज आई वांट सम स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस, नॉट अ स्पीच ओवर हियर।
सर चूंकि इसका प्रोग्राम का जो मेन
नहीं,
आज
वो-
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री का मोटिव है गति शक्ति,
हाँ तो
और अगर उसमें कुछ चीजें हेडल्स बनती जा रही है,
इसका सर बिकॉज मिनिस्टर साहब को निकलना है,
हाँ
बट वो जवाब जरूर देंगे।
दिस
प्लीज ब्रीफ टू द पॉइंट। हाँ प्लीज, थैंक यू।
सर मेरा इसको संक्षिप्त में यही पूछना है कि देश के लोक उपक्रम है कंटेनर कॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया, अगर उनकी जो हैंडलिंग और जो चार्जेज हैं उसको लेकर अगर देश की सरकार ने कोई निर्णय नहीं लिया, तो जरूर इस देश के जो प्रधानमंत्री का मोटिव है गति शक्ति, वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे लक्ष्य पर प्राप्त नहीं कर पाएगा।
ठीक है जी,
यही
ठीक है
मेरा
जी, थैंक यू, संज्ञान में लिया गया।
जो
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, थैंक यू सर।
आपने पॉइंट रेज किया है, वो आपने डेलीगेशन में भी इसको रेज करिए, इसको डिस्कस करें, उसमें इसका पार्ट बनाए जो आज की मीटिंग का, जो आपकी प्रॉब्लम्स है वो उसको सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, जो चाहे इंडस्ट्री की है, चाहे रेलवे की है, या किसी पोर्ट की है, तो आप कहते हैं उसको निजीकरण करें। निजीकरण तो हम सारी इंडस्ट्री, आप निजीकरण में बैठे हो, तो वो भी हो सकता है, पर उसमें जो प्रॉब्लम्स है उसको सॉल्व जरूर करेंगे। आप सुझाव लिख कर दें क्या करना चाहिए, तो सभी, चाहे रेलवे डिपार्टमेंट, कोई भी डिपार्टमेंट हो, गति शक्ति प्रोग्राम सबसे सुप्रीम प्रोग्राम है, उसको कामयाब करना है, हर हाथ में करना है। इसलिए जो इसमें गति आएगी या उसमें तो विरोध आएगा, उसको दूर करेंगे।
थैंक यू ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर। अजय बंसल जी आप लिखित में लीजिएगा
थैंक यू
ऑनरेबल मेंबर से, एंड देन वी
योगेश जी,
विल।
एक चीज में आदरणीय मंत्री जी साहब, हमारा सिर्फ आपसे एक अनुरोध है, इस समय लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट को जो कम करेगा, अगर जो हमारे पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स हैं इनको अगर जीएसटी के दायरे में ला दिया जाए, तो उससे जाके जो हमारे को जो इंडस्ट्री होता है, ट्रेड होता है, तो उसको उसका इनपुट क्रेडिट मिलेगा। तो आई थिंक एफएम तो एग्रीड है, अगर स्टेट्स भी ऑन बोर्ड आ जाएं तो उससे बड़ा फर्क पड़ेगा। अगर आप उसको जरा हमारी यहाँ पे भी देखें तो।
देखिए, हमारे कंट्री में फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर है, स्टेट्स हैं, सेंटर है। जो टैक्सेस है, बहुत सारे टैक्सेस तो स्टेट का डोमेन में आते हैं, और जो जीएसटी है ये कंसेंसस के साथ इसको अडॉप्ट किया गया था, सभी स्टेट्स इसको एग्री किए। इसलिए अब भी इसका जो जीएसटी में लाने की बात कर रहे हैं, स्टेट्स इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे स्टेट इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं, उनको हम मनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हमारी लगातार एफर्ट है। इसमें जो जीएसटी काउंसिल है उसमें ज़्यादातर डिसीजन यूनिवर्सली लिए जाते हैं, ऐसे वोटिंग नहीं होती कभी भी उसमें। इसलिए हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जो आप बात कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे लोगों का यही मानना है कि जीएसटी में लाना चाहिए। इसका प्रयास हम कर रहे हैं, जारी रखेंगे।
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And now, President Sir, with the permission of the Honorable Minister and yours, I would request Mr. Sanyal to kindly give the formal vote of thanks briefly, so that we end this inaugural session and immediately go to the next session. Over to Mr. Sanyal.
Thank you, Dr. Yogesh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Shri Som Prakash, Minister of State for Commerce, Industry, Department of Promotion of Industry and Entertainment, Government of India, and our chief guest today. Thank you, sir, for sparing your time and coming here and gracing the occasion. Shri Pradeep Multani, our President, PhD Chamber. Shri Ashish Vig, Chair, Gati Shakti Development Committee, PhD Chamber. Shri Sandeep Wadhwa, Chair, Logistic Committee, PhD Chamber. Shri Ravinder Sethi, Co-Chair, Logistic Committee, PhD Chamber. Dr. Yogesh Srivastav, Assistant Secretary General and my colleague, PhD Chamber. Distinguished Managing Committee members, distinguished former presidents, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, and my colleagues who are here. It's indeed my pleasure to propose this vote of thanks. I would not take much time. Large number of experts are sitting here, including the distinguished and respected Additional Secretary Sri Meena ji. We had a fantastic interaction during the logistic conference, which was held under his dynamic leadership. And we were all there in strength, as you are all aware. Most of the logistic partners who are sitting here, they were all there that day. Thereafter, we went to Gujarat, And there, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the Dholara logistic park, which has come up along with the industrial park, it is a treat to see. And let me tell you, this is all with the efforts of the Government of India and the state government, and they are doing a fantastic work. We propose, as per the chair, Mr. Ashish Desai from Nirma, our chair of the Jaipur, Gujarat chapter, that we propose to take a delegation of 25 members, strong people who would like to invest there. And this is the way forward for Gati Shakti. With these words, I once again thank you all for giving this opportunity. And I really thank from my heart Honorable Som Prakash ji, who has spared his valuable time despite his busy schedule and being here. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Sanyal. Now I would request Mr. President to kindly give Statue of Liberty a memento from PhD-CCI appreciation to the Honorable Minister. Statue of Unity, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Sanyal, for correcting. Yes, a Statue of Unity. लौह पुरुष सरदार पटेल और जैसा कि हमारा मोटो है, Progress, Harmony, Development, Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much, gentlemen, in this inaugural session. Immediately, I would request my colleague Ajay Bansal to please change the name so that we can have. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, sir. A big round of applause for him once again, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to have a session on cost reduction in logistics need of the hour. May I request my colleague Ajay Bansal, Sunita Prajapati to kindly come on the dais and immediately change the name of the speakers.